do I explain my brother's furry identity to my child in a way that balances both imaginative play with appropriate understanding?
And good morning to you, too.
I know.
Wow. Oh, boy. I love my job. It's so good. All right, so walk me. How old's your kids?
He's 3, and then I have one due in March.
Okay. And so tell me about your brother.
Yes. Well, my brother brought his brand new custom mascot head, I don't even know what to call it, to Christmas dinner, and he came out as a furry to us. So since Christmas, he's made many social media posts and now going out in public in his costume and how he has always been one. And while my son didn't see him in his mascot outfit, I don't know how to navigate it when he does, because my son loves all things sports mascots, Disney characters, and we know that as adults, they're just people in costumes, but I'm afraid my son being around my brother in his furry costume will discourage that magic that's associated with them.
Yeah, he's getting there. You're overthinking it. He's getting there.
Am I?
Yeah. If he's asked, why is Uncle so-and-so wearing that? You can just say he likes to wear that costume.
Yeah.
And all of the intricacies of the furry community and the identity and all that just madness, he will have zero context for.
Right.
And my guess is this isn't happening in a vacuum. Has your brother had struggles since you've known him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's always been an outcast.
Well, duh. He's been a squirrel or whatever for his whole life.
Right. I don't know. It's some sort of dog cat thing.
It's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
But he does have. Sorry. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Yeah. My brother, his mental illnesses went from depression to bipolar 1 to just this past year, it's borderline personality disorder.
Sure.
So I don't even know how to navigate that or if that plays a role into it.
It honestly, I would not think into the diagnostic if I were you.
Okay.
I would think into how can I love my brother who's been hurting most of his life, right? How can I be compassionate? And how can I draw the boundaries that are best for our family? Mm-hmm. And so if it were my house, I can only, everybody's different, okay? If it were my house, I would say you're welcome to wear whatever you want to at my house, period. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you to not wear a humongous, dog cat's, a helmet at the table.
Yeah.
And the same as I don't wear baseball hats at the table. And I identify as a sports fan. So I don't wear baseball hats at the table. And so, you can wear your costume. I mean, you can wear your outfit or whatever. That's fine. I don't care what you're wearing. But here, we want to be able to talk to everybody. And so it just is what it is. And if there needs to be some boundaries, if some of my favorite people on the planet, I've talked about them before, some of my favorite people on the planet have borderline personality disorder. It can be really tough. And I have some pretty firm boundaries. You can't talk to me a certain way. If you're going to swear at me and tell me you hate me or whatever, then I'm going to hang up the phone. And then when you're doing better, give me a call, right? And when you tell me I'm the greatest that's ever lived, and I'm not, and I know that, right? So I'm not going to get hung up on that. But also, they're pretty amazing people, and they can be fun and hilarious. And so I'm not going to live by the diagnostic. I'm going to live by boundaries. I'm going to live by compassion. I'm going to live by love.
Okay.
Because the other reality is somebody who has watched enough on the internet and gotten in enough chat rooms and gone through, even met up with people, he's searching for a community and he's searching for an identity.
Yeah.
What that means is he's hurting. And I will always welcome hurting people at my table. Mm-hmm. And 3-year-olds are really, really malleable.
Yeah.
Both positively and negatively. And chances are, by the time that 3-year-old is 13, your brother will be on to another thing.
That's true.
So I don't want to overthink it. I think for you, I don't want your 3-year-old to become the proxy war and a lifelong struggle with trying to connect with your brother. And here we go again.
Right.
I want you to own your grief and your, good God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And are there other family members participating in this, or is it just that's just brother?
No, it's just him.
Okay. What's your mom and dad say?
They think it's a social club. They don't know anything about the community or anything. I just know that there's a more nefarious side to it that makes me uncomfortable with it all.
Tell me about that.
Well, there's a sexual aspect to it. And even if you just search, what is a furry online? Like my son doesn't have, and he won't have unmonitored access to the internet.
Yeah.
But even if his friends do, and they just search what is a furry, that goes down this huge rabbit hole that is completely inappropriate.
Sure.
So I think,
I would never think
he's
that.
only 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I showed up into my nieces and nephew's house and they Googled, what is a midlife crisis wannabe punk rocker who's kind of a B-level YouTuber, there'd be a rabbit hole on that Google search too, right? And so, that's more your concern than the 3-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
3-year-olds will know they have a fun uncle who dresses up great. And 3 turning 4, turning 5, the days of your kid thinking that there's a live wildcat that's human size at a basketball game are coming to an abrupt end, right? Yeah. And so I think it's all good, and it's all I would just, again, compassion plus boundaries.
Okay.
And if he throws a fit and says you don't love me and you hate me and I won't come to your table if I can't wear my helmet, I don't know what you call him, his true face or his true head, I don't know what you call it. Then you can tell him, dude, we're gonna so miss you, and I hate that you're opting out here. We love you. It's important for all of us to be able to see our faces and to talk to each other. I don't get to see you very often. And I hated that you don't want to be here. But there's always going to be a seat for you. Yeah. And then he gets to opt out because he's an adult too.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? But I always want somebody to hold their side of my boundary. Like, here's where I draw a line, and you get to opt in or out. And I sure hope you opt in. But I understand if you need to opt out. It'll make me sad. It'll break my heart. I may have to grieve it. But I understand.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does.
He's lucky to have you as a sister. You've loved him for a long time, haven't you?
I have.
And been frustrated for a long time too?
Yes.
Yeah. Both and, right?
Both and.
Both and. Well, he's lucky to have you, and your 3-year-old's lucky to have you too. I would suggest you, and this is going to sound strange, I would suggest you get off the internet with the Google searches too. And I would love the person in front of me, not the internet caricature or the internet, the most sensational thing the algorithm kicks up in front of me. I would love my brother in front of me. And I would hold on to my boundaries there too.